Okay, thanks. Thank you, everyone, and warm welcome to the Planning Committee, and a warm welcome to our new member, Councillor June Burtonshaw. I hope you enjoy your time on the committee.
We'll see.
And the first item on our agenda then is apologies for absence.
From Councillor Trinity Lewis, Chairman.
Okay, right, just the one. Okay. Item 2, are there any disclosures of personal or prejudicial interests? No? Okay. Item 3 is the minutes of the previous meeting, which we will find on page 1 and 2 there. Go to page 1 and page 2. Somebody move them as a true record, please.
Yeah,
I move, Chair.
Thank you. Item 4, are there any items for deferral or withdrawal?
No, Chair.
Thank you. Be trouble if there wasn't. Right. So we move straight on to item 5 then, is determination of the planning application under Town and Country Planning Act of 1990. And the one item we've got before us is the land opposite Light Ladders. You see on page 6. And it's over to Ian and Andrew.
Thank you, Chair. Ian's going to run through the presentation. It's only about 6 or 7 slides, but I'll just go through it relatively quickly. Ian, if you can click onto the first slide, please, which is the site location plan. This application is being reported to Planning Committee as it meets the threshold based on the floor area of the units proposed. It's a Section 73 application for the construction of 10 commercial units for B1 and B2 use. The application seeks to amend the plans condition attached to Planning Commission 2014-1872, which was granted at Planning Committee in August 2016. The application effectively seeks to remove the one access egress onto the adjacent roundabout. As you'll see, the site is a triangular parcel of land measuring approximately 1 hectare, accessed off Beaufort Reach in Swansea Enterprise Park. If you can go to the next slide, please, Ian. This is a shot of Google Maps. So the site is the green triangle of land to the south of the River Towie with its associated cycle footpath, which is separated from the site by a stand of semi-mature trees. Despite being green on the plan, as you'll see in the photos in a minute, the pre-commencement conditions have been discharged. The site has been cleared and development has commenced. So you can see Virgin Media, formerly Macro, to the south, with Light Ladders located to the east and River Towie running along the northwestern boundary. You'll just see in the top right hand corner a few properties. The nearest residential property to the site is 200 metres away. If you can go to slide 3, please, Ian. These are site photos. Sorry, can you go backward? Yeah, thank you. These are site photos. The top left is the approved access into the site. You can see curbs and hardcore have been laid down. The top right is a view of the site frontage onto Beaufort Reach looking north. The bottom right is the southern corner of the site where a new arm off the roundabout was originally proposed, but that's what the application is seeking to delete. And the bottom left is a view across the site which has been cleared and work has now commenced. If you can go to slide 4, please, Ian. This is, as I said, the previous layout. So you've got 10 units, and what you'll see, what this application sees, just a note, and yeah, where Ian's putting the arrow now, that was the access, the second access egress that is being deleted. If you can click onto the next one, please, Ian. So you'll see the site layout is almost exactly the same, with the exception of that which will allow for additional landscaping. So the location of the 10 industrial units has stayed the same. One access egress is proposed from Beaufort Road, and the landscape buffer proposed along the cycle track Towie corridor is to be retained. If you can go to the next slide, please, Ian. These are just the units, basically. So each unit measures 30 metres by 80 metres to a height of approximately 6 metres. The top one is the southeastern elevation of the middle row of units. Then you've got the northwestern elevation of the front row of units facing into the site. and then the southeast elevation of 2 units at the rear of the site. So the units are proposed to be finished in goosewing grey colour-coated sheets on the walls and doors with a simple pitched roof as per the previous application. Following comments from Highways, the applicant has proposed a one-way system around the site, which is shown in the bottom left-hand corner, although it's not great at that scale. So it's important to note that the existing permission has been commenced and remains extant, so the principle of the use is therefore acceptable. As a Section 73 application, we need to consider the changes proposed subject to the condition, which is basically the access in and out of the site. Following amendments, there have been no objections from the local highways authority, drainage or natural resources Wales. Highways consider that one access is acceptable to serve the development, and as I've stated, the visual amenity is the same as the previous and would actually allow for more landscaping where the second access would have joined the roundabout. The previous application, just to note, the previous application was determined under the former UDP, so the planning policy has changed since the previous decision. It is noted in the report, for example, we now seek to get B1 office uses in the city centre. We request an energy statement for developments of this scale, and Planning Policy Wales suggests looking at ensuring there are ultra-low emission vehicle charging points. But we don't consider it's reasonable to request these given that the previous permission has been implemented and could be completed with that second without requiring them. So in conclusion, the proposed amendment would amount to a minor amendment to the original scheme and would not result in any harmful visual or highway safety impact, and the recommendation is for approval subject to conditions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Sorry, the first hand up is Councillor Black.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Just wondering what the reason for the one-way system is.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, yes.
Thank you, Chair. In response to Councillor Black's question, the reason for the one-way system came as part of the original application. We consulted the Secure by Design police design and crime officer, and he suggested it would be safer to only have one access or egress into the site for secure by design purposes. So the applicant has taken that on board, hence has submitted this application.
So there's one access, one egress, but how does that relate to a one-way system around the site?
So previously you could have come in and gone out, so you could have come in one entrance and with vehicle tracking gone out the other. But because that option has now been deleted as part of this application, they've had to submit tracking information to show how you could get large vehicles in and out with all the corners out of the same.
Okay, for large vehicles, right, okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Councillor White.
Yes, thank you, Chair. On page 16 of the main appraisal issues, obviously it states that the work is carried out. Can I just have clarification in regards to the landscape of the site, that the documents have been received regarding the landscaping site there, and also that this will be monitored to ensure that the developer actually carries out this work? Because as you know, as a panel, we've heard recent incidents where landscape schemes have been put in for projects and the developer hasn't carried out the work. So can we just have clarification on that, please, Chair? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. The applicant has submitted already one landscaping scheme for the previous approval, so they have consent for that. But there are minor changes, as I said, in terms of this one, because obviously the egress onto the roundabout would be no more, so they can get more landscaping. So we have asked for revised landscaping details. Have no reason to believe they won't submit them as they had previously. With regards to whether they're carried out, obviously if someone does ask us to look into that, we will look into it to see and make sure that it has been done in accordance with the approved plans. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, any other hands up? No? No? No more questions? Okay, thank you. Well, if unless anyone else has got anything to raise, with the position to the vote then, yeah? And you see the recommendation there is on page 19 is one of approval. Gareth, you want to put
Put it on screen now, because I believe you've used this by now.
Yeah, vote electronically. They
Should be on screen now, everyone.
everyone got?
Give it a couple of seconds for everybody to vote. Everybody voted?
Yeah.
No, I'm having problems, Gareth.
Right.
Oh, hang on. It's come up now.
Yeah.
No, no, it's not. Sorry.
Okay. Councillor Lewis, we take your vote verbally because the chairman hasn't got his machine either. So, Councillor Lewis, how would you like to vote?
I would approve of the application.
Likewise.
Councillor, there we are, both as well.
All others voted?
Can I just ask through the chair? Mike, what device are you using? Are you on an iPad or an iPhone?
I'm on a Android.
All right, because I'm
Oh,
on
hang
an
on.
iPad.
No, no, it's come up. No, it's come up.
All right.
Yeah.
Because if you're on an iPhone and iPad, which I
Hang
am,
on.
you've got to go into chat. There's no other way it'll come on the screen as
No,
we've got the screen
not-
now.
no, it's not that. It's it took time coming up.
Takes a while to get it through both.
Okay, so that's unanimous, everyone.
There you are. Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you. We're all fun and games to IT. Okay, thank you, folks. And we have a meeting next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. So, look forward to seeing you then. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chair. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.